Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about how Stellar Lumens could be the future of global finance and the countless number of developments the project is involved in. Stellar Lumens has arguably been involved in some of the biggest and most exciting developments within the blockchain sphere in recent times, which has led the platform being seen as one of the standout projects in improving remittance payments and global finance activities. Stellar has been involved in a number of developments surrounding remittance actions. Most notably, the project has been involved in developments surrounding stablecoins. The Stellar network has been leveraged in projects surrounding the launch of the Peruvian and Chilean stablecoins. Stellar's network has been directly utilized for the creation of the Chilean peso stablecoin as a means of greatly reducing transaction fees associated with remittance payments and wire transfers between bodies. The implementation of the Chilean peso stablecoin has been developed in view of offering the stablecoin for international exposure to Chile's booming copper market, which has been a critical driver of economic recovery amid the global pandemic. The Latin American nation is currently the world's leading copper producer by a significant margin, with China being the main buyer of Chile's red metals. Stellar's network has also been directly leveraged in view of launching the Peruvian Sol stablecoin. Similar to Stellar's involvement in stablecoin initiatives in Chile, the development of the Peruvian Sol stablecoin will lead to improvements in the seamlessness and the rate by which remittances and payment actions can arise, whereby such transactions will occur instantaneously. Under the current financial system, remittance payment methods see excessive transaction fees, whereby, in the case of Western Union, recipients are typically left with an average of around 8% less than what was originally sent. Furthermore, the remittance market is fairly rigid, whereby it takes 1 to 2 business days to connect a bank account online, and further days for the recipient to acquire the money at a physical outlet and complete relevant documents. These excessive fees will lead to invariable decreases in funds entering the nation via remittances. The development of stablecoins through the utility of the Stellar network will lead to the removal of the middleman in remittance payment processors. In such instances, payers can send funds to a payee in the form of a Chilean or Peruvian stablecoin, which in turn will lead to the removal of pre-funding and minimal transaction fees will be incurred to the payer. The elimination of pre-funding or transaction fees will see the freeing up of more capital, which in turn will lead to remittance payment receivers gaining more remittances, and thus such individuals will have higher disposable income. As well as having a presence in South America, Stellar's network has been directly utilized in both Asia and Europe in view of stablecoin initiatives, whereby Stellar's blockchain network will act as a remittance corridor that is expected to handle as much as $17 billion worth of payments between Europe and Thailand. The significant funds which will pass between these two regions is also expected to service close to 600 million customers across numerous Southeast Asian countries, including Thailand and Europe. With Stellar's stunning innate features, namely the platform's ability to validate tremendous levels of transactions, its high finality rates and low transaction fees, it is no surprise that the network was chosen to be the centerpiece in validating payment actions and remittances alike. The utility of Stellar's platform, namely in developments surrounding the provision of remittances and payment actions to millions of individuals globally, could be huge for the project and for XLM token holders alike, whereby transaction actions involving stablecoin transactions will lead to XLM tokens being the underbelly cryptocurrency which validates such actions. Despite seemingly minute levels of XLM being directly involved in transaction validation, whereby fees per transaction amounts to 0.0001 XLM, and it costs the Stellar network $0.00006 to switch from one currency to another. Hundreds of millions of transactions and actions occurring on the network could lead to significant levels of XLM token transactions, which in turn could lead to synonymous increases to the value of XLM, especially over the long run. As well as being involved in remittances, Stellar's network is set to be leveraged in the development of Ukraine's CBDC. Ukraine's electronic hryvnia will be built and tested on the Stellar network and be deployed via global fintech company BIT's global currency management system. One of Ukraine's oldest commercial banks, Bank, is planning to test an electronic hryvnia, a digital version of its sovereign currency. The pilot will test the digital currency's effectiveness in public employee payroll, peer-to-peer payments and merchant payments. The Ukrainian central bank's utility of the Stellar network surrounding CBDC developments makes abundant sense, especially in regards to the rapid finality rates and low transaction fees associated with the utility of the network in regards to payment and transaction actions. As well as being involved in a number of global initiatives, Stellar's CEO and Executive Director Danielle Dixon testified before Congress, where she discussed the implications of blockchain technology in industries around the world, namely finance, and she also discussed a number of developments Stellar is currently involved in.
For inviting me to testify today. I'm honored to be here. My name is Danelle Dixon, and I am the CEO and Executive Director of the Stellar Development Foundation. I took this role and joined the blockchain industry more than 2.5 years ago. Prior to that, I was the Chief Operating Officer of the Mozilla Corporation, where I spent a lot of my time advocating, among other things, openness and interoperability in web technologies. It's those same policy priorities that drew me to blockchain, an industry that I believe can learn from past mistakes made in other areas of web development. Stellar is an open, permissionless, decentralized network that is optimized for payments. There is no single entity, including SDF, that controls the code base of the network or its growth. You don't need permission to use this technology. Just like the underpinnings of the internet, it is ready and available for use to anyone. Importantly, and especially in the context of this hearing, Stellar was designed for asset issuance, making it possible to create, send, and trade digital assets backed by nearly any form of value. And also is designed with compliance tools built in to help those asset issuers meet their own compliance obligations. The Stellar platform is a pioneer of tokenization, optimized for fiat-backed asset issuance before stablecoin was even a word. And over the last few years, an ecosystem of businesses and users have built use cases around Stellar-based stablecoins due to their incredible utility to solve many of the problems we see in today's payment landscape. Despite the headlines, what's happening in the world with blockchain, with cryptocurrency and stablecoins is not just lending, trading, and borrowing. Other use cases are active and focused on solving real-world challenges using the technology. So let me start with Moneygram International. Moneygram is building a solution on Stellar that enables seamless conversion between cash and digital assets. Moneygram's network integrates with the Stellar blockchain to enable cash funding of digital accounts and payout in different currencies of the consumer's choice using stablecoins. It's using Circle's USDC coin. In real terms, consumers will be able to send value in the stablecoin and easily convert to local fiat currency for instant pickup of thousands of participating Moneygram locations globally. This is in pilot phase right now in the US and is expected to be widely available in 2022. Another example, Leaf Global FinTech has built a solution for refugees and cross-border goods traders who are vulnerable to theft while carrying across borders. So with Leaf's wallet, these users can save their money in multiple currencies, benefit from cross-border transfers, and pay for goods and services. That functionality is only possible because they leverage Stellar's ability to issue assets, to issue stablecoins, and exchange value with low transaction fees and high speeds. This use case is live and operational today. The last use case I'd like to touch on is one that is in development. Tala is best known for its mobile lending app, which enables its customers to apply for a loan and receive an instant decision, regardless of their credit history. Tala is now working to expand their offering by using Stellar assets and stablecoins to help their current customers with credit by allowing borrowing, spending, saving, investing, and sending and receiving. There are many more valuable use cases that's in the Stellar ecosystem that I would love to be able to share with you today. But I would just briefly like to mention that in a recent report from the G20 and IFC, there were 5 Stellar ecosystem companies named for their innovative solutions in digital finance supporting MSMEs. Use cases like these are in varying states of maturity, but their current and potential value is undeniable. And none of these use cases would be possible without stablecoins. Stablecoins are a core technological component, and by extension, that means stablecoins are essential on delivering on financial inclusion. So that brings me to the Pwg report on stablecoins. The Pwg report raises legitimate risks, but its recommended solutions, they go too far. Specifically, to limit stablecoin issuance to insured depository institutions is not narrowly tailored to the actual risk of stablecoin arrangements for the simple reason that although there are outliers, most stablecoins, unlike bank deposits, are fully reserved. Instead, we advocate for a regulatory approach that focuses more on stablecoin reserves by requiring stablecoin arrangements be fully reserved by appropriate assets, requiring reserves to be held as insured depository institutions, creating clear standards for regular audit and public disclosure of stablecoin reserves and key contractual terms regarding redemption, and by making it clear that payment stablecoins are not securities. Of course, regulators must be empowered to oversee these requirements. The framework should allow oversight through state banking supervision or a narrowly tailored charter of the OCC. In our view, this would promote the safety and soundness of stablecoin arrangements. We've started to see how innovation can be hampered in other parts of the world when regulators and lawmakers react prematurely. In Nigeria, stablecoins and blockchain technology were eliminating costly foreign exchange and transaction fees and slow processing times until the Central Bank of Nigeria abruptly ended that business model. And many innovators had consequently been stopped in their tracks. As we walk away from this hearing, I urge you to look at the industry and technology beyond the narrow lens of applications that often dominate the news. Thank you for having me.
With Stella's technological innovations being utilised by a number of bodies around the world, namely institutions, Stella could see itself becoming a cornerstone in development surrounding blockchain initiatives within finance. What are your thoughts on Stella? Could Stella be the go-to platform for financial initiatives around the world? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.